You have a fun journey ahead of you. My name's Mac, here at the MacGyver7 channel. Today we're going to be covering a very cool exclusive that came into the chats. Is, well, how do I stream on the PlayStation 5? Is it worth the benefits? And right now in the maturing process that it's in, it's a little rough, to be frank, compared to my OBS rig and what I utilize inside there. But there are some cool options and some advantages if you're really wanting to capture this. I'm going to show you how. It's quite simple, quite easy, and it is quite confusing considering how the UI is with Sony. Unfortunately, the PlayStation 5 is a diamond in the rough at this point in time. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Streamers, this is an exciting portion. You should be getting juice. Yes, that's right. Let's get excited. Let's roll with it. So there's going to be a lot of segments in this situation as we come into it. First and foremost, how do I get here? Home Alone look, right? Like, oh, how do I get here? It's capturing moment. Anyways, moving on. We have a selection of video inputs for as far as what we can is their pixels, quality, everything I've listed before. Now, one of the things you're going to want to look at is what you can enter in right over here. YouTube gives a great format for as far as this situation. I actually really enjoy this. Now, what you can do to go to change in order to actually physically go to services, just in case you have a Twitch, which I utilize for just gameplay for myself. This is what this is actually utilized for my PlayStation. Always streamed out just gameplay for people in the variety of networks that I offer inside of there. YouTube, you get the awesome 4K quality, and well, Facebook gets the more low latency with a more, I guess, streamer kind of looking overlay and like side of there. So I give a lot of different formats, and you should explore all those formats. Don't limit yourself to just one streaming format. Test everything out, see where the community is, and see where you vibe with that, because that's, as a streamer, is what you should be asking. Is like, where can I find my community? And then if you find a community, you can always funnel them over to another service depending on how you like the way that they can allow you to be a creator. So just to give you a little bit of feedback of me inside of that journeyman point, or journey person point, to be very fair and diplomatic. The point that I'm getting at now is like, how do I get to this? How do I get to this setup? Well, first and foremost, what you're going to want to do with this portion is over at time, you're going to press this just once. This will trigger in your streaming settings. You go over here to the antenna motion, which we have right here, and I've already shown you enough at this portion, but how do I link it? How do I have my accounts linked and get this whole situation easy? Well, we're going to go back to the PlayStation menu. It's that menu at this point in time, and you should see a really cool portion of, like, well, selections. It's a little confusing because this UI is trash, because before it would take you back to where you needed to. So hit home. You should be basically going in there just in case you're in a game. I know that a lot of people have like, well, it's not working. I wanted to showcase that because that's happened to me where I'm like, oh, it's still stuck in the game mode. Go to the settings. At this portion, you're going to have two options you're going to need to look at. First and foremost, you're going to go into like your user account. From there, from your user account, go down to the linked services. And you can see that I have linked portions of Twitch and YouTube and Spotify. Unfortunately, you cannot stream on Spotify. Kind of a bummer. I get like some CC action in the wrong way. But moving on past that dilemma that you will seek, I guess, knowledge out eventually as a streamer. Music and gameplay sometimes just don't mix. But moving on past that, you've already kind of like linked the accounts. Once you go to them, you'll do a pinging portion of emails between that server, link in your information, and you'll be completely able to utilize your PlayStation format of streaming either from YouTube and or Twitch in your own situational choice. Now there's one more step we need to cover, because at this point in time you need to learn everything, and that's what I'm going to try to teach you. Go down to broadcast inside of the captures and broadcast, and you'll see that there are selectable points where you can set it up. This is going to have like almost everything you need to in a basic setting in order to have it saved over, and a lot of cooler settings for like the camera, which I thought was really cool. They give you a lot of cooler effects, overlays, which were really cool for as far as what you're going to want to look into, and a lot of stuff that you would be seeing on OBS, just as like, you know, plugins and all these other things that you would normally have to do. Now this sometimes can be a paid feature, which is, I thought, always kind of cool, because I used to do this in my NMS community. Yeah, if you're old school Mac, you know NMS with like the talk to chat, which was really cool, like those episodes back in the day. But you have to make that choice if you want to have it. I personally appreciate that they left it on the default off. Sony has had a hot mess, unfortunately, for as far as what they've been trying to do with what's going on with the way that they interact with the whole situation. There's a lot of default situations like the controllers, and like I could go on for days. Watch my videos. There's tons of like videos on content of PlayStation 5 of like workarounds and cool ways to actually utilize the system in a little bit more faster portions. But at every portion in time, the segment comes to an end, and this is just a overlook of how to get started. I know there's probably a ton of other questions that people do have. Leave a comment down below what you'd like to see in future content wrap-ups of like what we can like get in together as like learning the system and the UIs and how it's functioning right now and the current status of the way it is. My name is Mac again, you're at the MacGyver7 channel, and I will see you guys and gals in the near future for more Sony related content. If you're new to the network, you can always like, share, and subscribe. Helps me out as a creator and is absolutely free. See you later, and hopefully if you do subscribe, one day, I don't know, maybe Sony will reach out to me and then like we can work together and like I could, you know, help the gamers bridge the gap, because I feel like that's one of the things. It's like they just need a really geared gamer to kind of look at this and go like, no, that API is trash, you need to bridge this because people want this, and like stop like dragging your foot when the gamers want to just play. You know, it's like I don't want to have this to be confusing, but I do appreciate when people leave comments down below, which is how this video was born. So cheers to that person. I really appreciate you spending the time of leaving the comment, which came down to the end of this video of, well, how do you stream on the PlayStation 5? This should give you the basic tutorial of getting that started, and I will see you guys and gals in the near future.